Hey, Miss I Am here. I am strong. I am worthy. I am bold. I am confident. I am courageous. I am chosen. I am divinely protected. And so are you if you know. Hope all is well. Hope you vibrating high. Hope you're protecting your peace. Hope you're protecting your energy. And I hope all is well on your path. So I wanted to come on here and share an experience I had with a friend that that I had to cut off a couple months back. We've been friends for a while, like on and off. We've been friends for a long time. Since we were 8 years old, so about 30 years. We've been friends for about 30 years. Um, so would have made a couple of months would have made it like 39 years if we would have went past our birthdays, which are coming up. But anyway, I was friends. We were friends for a long time. Since we were like 8, maybe 7, maybe a little younger than that. But I know it was like something around in that area. We did, you know how you just have them certain friends where you just do everything together, you get in trouble together, you have a good time together, just, you just have, you just have that friend. So as we were getting older, I didn't realize, I didn't understand, you know how when you're younger, I'm still carrying low vibrational energy. I don't understand how things work. I don't understand any of that. So, we started to kind of grow apart. She started to get in trouble more. I was, doing my own thing. And, I think where we kind of to grow apart a little bit is to where I had some issues with my, sexuality and me coming out and being honest in that area. And, she had some issues, some family issues she was trying to work out with her mom. So we kind of like started to, kind of grow apart a little bit. Like I started hanging with, different people. She had, wasn't in school hanging with outside of school hanging with different people. I was in school hanging with different people, just trying to figure that out. I had just lost my brother. Trying to figure life out, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. Where am I gonna go from here? So she had her own stuff going on in placement, the stuff she got to work out with her mom. She's going to different placements, foster home. So we just were kind of growing apart. So anyway, I was staying with my sister at the time, and she ended up being on that side of town, on that side of town where the placement was, like the group home or whatever. So she ended up, coming over my sister's, make a long story short, never left, and we hit her too, we thought we was doing right. We just didn't want to see her in that position, you know what I mean? Not happy, being locked up, just, you're young and not understanding, whatever. It's my friend, so of course I'm going to help. And I believed at that time she would have did the same for me if the shoe was on the other foot or whatever. So, was in my family. My family treated her like she was family, we was just cool, did everything together. So now we starting to get older. We move, or to separate places. I go, she get her crib. I'm still staying, with my sister. I'm trying to figure things out for myself, But at the same time, I'm a little depressed. I just lost my bro. I'm dealing with stuff I can't be honest with. I don't know how to come out, just a lot going on. So, but what I started to notice was through all of that in our friendship, what I started to notice was that for some reason, she couldn't give me the same energy I was giving her as far as our friendship and authenticity. She could not give me the same energy in return. It was like when I go chill, I bring something to the table, you have nothing to bring to the table. You know what I mean? Like little stuff like that I started to notice. And I'm like, all right, me being my friend. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let it go. Like I said, I'm carrying low vibrational energy. I'm not understanding what's happening here. So I'm just kind of going with it. Like, oh, it'll get better. I have faith in things to get better. I have faith in people when people don't even have faith in themselves. That's just something. But anyway, not to get off track here. But yeah, I started to notice the energy was just not the same. I feel like in my energy, I was authentic and always there. And I feel like in her energy, she was half-assed and not as real as I am. You know what I mean? I just felt like it was starting to kind of, but like I said, I didn't say anything. I didn't address the situation because it's like I said, I had faith in it getting better, So we're getting older, life is coming at us. We're still friends. We end up working together. We're still cool. But what I'm still noticed is when I'm going to go chill with her, I'm still not getting the same energy in return. So it's like, oh, you got $25 I could borrow to get a bus pass? Sure. Yeah, I got it. I got you. I'll give it back. Da, 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 da. So it's like, all right, I'm waiting to get it back. Like I said, it's my friend. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. But what I'm noticing is she's not mentioning it. Now you asked for it, you needed it. You had it. You didn't have an issue with mentioning it when you needed it. Why? I've noticed you don't have it. You're not mentioning it when it's time to give it back. Like, oh, I know I owe you that $20. I got you. I'm gonna pay you. Just brushing it off. And I'm like, well, damn. How long does she expect me to like keep brushing this off or whatever? So I end up falling back. Like I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with you like that. So she wanted to know why, and I'm like, damn. Every time I come around, it's like. I'm always coming out of pocket. Like she's living with people. I'm going to these places. I'm bringing my own, whatever we was doing, smoking, drinking. I'm bringing my own everything. And it's like, sometimes when you have money and you got something, you don't call me to give me that same, when I come across something, I'm coming to chill. We chilling tonight. We getting fucked up, carrying that low vibrational energy. But like I said, when I noticed, when she came across a couple bucks or made it, I wasn't getting the same energy in return. I was hearing about stuff the next day, like, oh, we was down such and such creek. We had a good time, Nate. I'm like, what? You ain't call me? Then it's her. Oh, I knew you wasn't going to come for just a blunt. Or I knew you wasn't just going to come for just a bottle. So I'm like, all right. So, like I said, still trying to be, giving it the benefit of the doubt or whatever. So like I said, I begin to fall back. I end up telling her why, like, look, you're not giving me the same energy in return. Like, oh, I'm not for you. I'm just trying to get on my feet. I understand. I didn't think you would. I'm like, yo, just show me the same in return. So make a long story short, a baby, she ended up getting pregnant bad, a person that we know. So she like, yeah, I want to, make you the godmom. That's what she told me. I'm going to make you the godmom because I know if something happens to me or if I know if I can't take care of my son, I know that you got me. You'll make sure he's well taken care of. So I'm like, all right, well, I got you. We've been friends for years, whatever. So what I started noticing, y'all, when the baby came along, what I started noticing was not even on her end, but on the daddy's end too. They didn't like the stuff that I was doing for the baby. Like it was like too much. Oh, you ain't gotta do that for him. You ain't gotta buy him those shoes. I just bought him some shoes. Or you ain't gotta buy him no clothes. I just bought him some clothes. Like brushed it off, but meanwhile, deep down inside, they didn't want me to outdo them. But I'm not understanding this. I'm not understanding. I just want the best for my friend. I'm trying to help. I'm not understanding. So the more that I backed off and would get away from her, the more I would start to reflect. Like, damn, this friendship seemed to be one way. So. Like I said, when the baby came along, I took care of him like he was my own. I was already taking care of kids. I was with somebody who had kids. So I was already in the flow of taking care of kids. I didn't mind it. I like playing with kids. I like, I just like giving them the attention, loving on them. I just like that because I know how it made me feel when certain people did it to me when I was a kid. It made me feel good. It made me feel, it made me feel good inside. It made me feel loved. So I just wanted them to feel, that same energy that I felt as far as, good times. So yeah, but I started noticing that she didn't like how but she could have gave me the same love and attention and the same as I was doing, y'all. She just chose, I don't know, I guess from everything she been through, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like she couldn't give him love and attention. I don't know, it was just strange. I don't know, but I can't get into that. But I gave him that. But like I said, once I started to notice that the daddy was acting funny when I was around and how she would stay like, you ain't got to bang. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. It's like, it's my godson. If I want to spend my money on my godson the way I want, I should be able to do so. If you make me the godmom and you're telling, that's what I want to do. But I had to also realize maybe I was kind of overstepping in what I was doing, but it was like somebody had to do it because I felt like if I didn't do it, he wouldn't have had nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's like other kids got stuff for birthdays and stuff. And it's like he didn't have nothing. So it's like, nah, like he deserves to have stuff just like the other kids. So that's how I looked at it, y'all. It wasn't that I was trying to overstep. I wasn't trying to overstep. I was just trying to make sure he had what he needed so other kids didn't tease him. Oh, they got a bike. He can have a bike too. Oh, they got a tablet. He can have a tablet too. They got skates. He can have skates too. That's all. I was just trying to, make sure he had just make sure he had what he needed, a memorable childhood. I feel like that was my duty as a godmother, is to help when parents can't. You know what I mean? I just felt like that was my duty, but I didn't realize how I was making them feel. But it was how I was going about things and how they go about things. We go about things differently. You know what I mean? So they feel like I was trying to outdo them, but I wasn't. It wasn't my intention. I was just trying to make sure my godson had what he needed or whatever. So once I started to notice that energy, I really fell back. And there was a situation where he needed to be in school. So I'm like, well, I had to talk to him. I'm like, do you mind if let me get my godson Monday through Friday so I can put him in the flow of school, and then that way you can get him back, or however you want to do it. You have him on the weekends. I said, I just want to get him in the flow of going to school. Get up early. Because I know she's not a morning person. She sleeps till like 1, 2. That's not good for him. So I thought about all that. I'm not bashing you. I'm just thinking ahead. Like, all right, well, you don't, it's hard for you to get up early. So if he stays with me Monday through Friday and I get him up, then it'll all work out because I'm already up. He said, I ain't got to worry about calling her. Oh, you get him up. I overslept. I ain't got to worry about that. So I tried to avoid all of that. I tried to avoid that. So when I ran it by her, she got mad. Like, I'm tired of motherfuckers trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, yo, why are you taking this if I'm trying to tell you what to do with your child? It's just that he's a black male. He already got strikes against him. I'm just trying to give him, I was trying to give him a memorable childhood, not one that he can heal from. Like, because we had a lot of stuff we had to heal from. We had good times. We had bad times as well. So I was trying to prevent, and also the kids that I was taking care of, with the person that I was with, I was trying to let them have a memorable childhood, not a childhood that they have to heal from. So that was my mind frame. So she was going around telling people, I tried to take the one person that loves her away from her. I'm telling people like, no, that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry that she feels that way, but that's not my intention. I just simply wanted my godson to, not be a statistic. I'm trying to prevent him from being a statistic out here. You know what I mean? So that didn't get anywhere with that. So I talked to the daddy. I tried to talk to the daddy. I didn't really get to anywhere with him because he's just like going with the flow. He's just like has no say. So you're the daddy. Where's your backbone? But anyway, that's a different story. So I just fell back. I talked to my partner about it. I'm like, I'm just going to, this is some years ago. And I was still kind of carrying low vibrational energy myself. I was awakening to some things. I started awakening to things around me, how things was working. I didn't understand how energy worked at that time, but I was getting there, and I was just noticing a lot around me, like this shit is just not right. So once I backed off, she ended up once I backed off of her, she ended up moving out of town. And a lot of stuff happened. I'm not even going to get in detail. I'm not even going to do her like that. I ain't even going to do it. I ain't even going to do her like that. But anyway, it's just experience just to look out for people. Just because you may think they're your friend, or you may think just because y'all been friends for years that things are, no, it's just, take things for what they are and try not to ignore them. Don't ignore them. So I fell back. She tried to reach out through my sister. I told my sister, I said, just tell her I don't have nothing else to say. I pretty much was just trying to do what's best for my godson. I wish her nothing but the best in life. So she ended up moving out of town. Now, me and my sister and a couple family members and my partner ended up going to this place where she ended up moving out of town to. So before we got there, she said, oh, I heard y'all coming such and such. You know what I mean? She can come see them when y'all get there. So I'm like, all right, word, whatever. I'm going to make it about my godson. I'm not even going to deal with her. I don't got time. So make a long story short, we get there. I try to reach out. I wasn't able to get a hold of her. I get back. A mutual friend tells me she knew I was hitting her up or something of that nature. She wasn't going to break her neck to let me see my godson because I tried to. I'm like, oh, here we go with the bullshit again. Like, that wasn't my intentions. I was actually trying to see my godson and spend time with him. You know what I mean? It wasn't about you. I didn't come down there to spend any time with you or whatever. So once that happened, I'm like, oh, look, I'm just done with the fucking situation. I'm done with it. Obviously, she don't give a fuck about her son the way that I do. Obviously, the daddy don't really give a fuck either if he's allowing this shit to go down. So I'm just gonna leave it the fuck alone. Like, you know what I mean? I tried to be a good godmom. Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Make a long story short, she moves back. She reaches out. Now, when my sister give me the number, I'm shaking. I'm like, I'm on shaky on what I want. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with her like that. So I end up calling her because me being the person I am, people do change. You got to try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, if they show you that they the same, that's a different story. But anyway, I'm like, all right, let me give her the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, I end up calling her. She like, oh, what's up with you? I'm like, oh, what's up? My sister said you wanted me to call you. Like, what's up? Because I really, at this point, I don't have anything to say. Like, I don't got nothing to say. So she like, oh, I was wondering if we could get together and talk. Like, stuff was fucked up when I moved away. I just, I was depressed about because she had ended up losing her brother too. Before she ended up moving out of town, she ended up losing her bro, which I was there for her. You know what I mean? So, but the difference was, as far as us, I lost my brother when I was young. It happened to her a little later, but she wanted everybody to cater to her and her hurt, as to where I had to pretty much process what was going on. I had to move. I was younger, so I had to move on. I didn't really have time to process. I had to heal that part of me at a later time. But it was like everything was because it was like, oh, I can't do this because I lost my work. I can't do that. It's like, you have to move on. You have to, you can't sit in that energy. And he wouldn't want you to sit in that energy. He would want you to do better. And it was like she was kind of neglecting her child in the process of it. So I was just trying to help. When I was trying to, that was around the time that, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but that was around the time I was trying to get him in school, because I know she was hurt and I know she was feeling away. So I figured that if I take him Monday through Friday to give her a break, to try to occupy her mind, to get her mind right, and he's in school getting his proper education and she's getting the proper help, that I thought it would all work out. But the low vibrational side of it just didn't work out that way, because her ego took it the wrong way. Her ego didn't allow her to look at it like, oh, this is a friend who's trying to help me. Her ego let her look at it like, this friend is trying to take my son and tell me what to do with my life. So, so we end up talking again. I end up going over there, meeting her. We talking, but I'm noticing this. I heard this song before. So once we talking, I heard this song before. I've heard this tune all before. It all sounds too familiar. So I let her say what she had to say. I didn't even stay that long, because like I said, at this point, I really don't have much to say. I'm trying to give you a chance. I did get to see my godson for a little bit. Talked to him for a second, gave him a hug or whatever. But at this point, I'm already kind of like moved on. I had to leave it. That's y'all's son. That's y'all responsibility. Yes, my godson could be a part of my life, but I'm not going to kiss nobody's ass for him to be a part of my life. I'm always here. I'm available. He knows how to get a hold of me. All of that. So like I said, I talked to her singing this. She sang the same tune. So I'm like, oh, here we go with this shit. So I knew it wasn't going to change from how she was talking. So what I realized is she wanted to talk to me. What she didn't realize is she thought I was the old person. She thought I was the same person I was when she left. But what she didn't realize is when she came back, I was that healed person that she came across. So she got the healed version of me. So she didn't know how to take that. She like, oh, she moving a little different. She ain't playing. I'm wording stuff different. My energy's different. So she like, oh shit. But her not realizing that I took the time out to heal myself. So she's expecting me to react the same. She's expecting me to, so she's texting me like, oh, what you doing? It's like, I'm looking like, yeah, I'm not going down this road again. I'm not doing it. Anyway, make a long story short, we had this conversation. I told her about, like, my aunt's in the hospital. I was telling her, I ran into your sister. She worked over here at Allegheny. My aunt's in the hospital. She's not doing too good. She's sick. So she's like, oh, I'm sorry, sorry to hear that. Make a long story short, y'all, I end up losing my aunt maybe like a couple weeks later. So I end up running to her sister. She's like, sorry for your loss. Give me a hug. She's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I appreciate that. Now this is my best friend. Everyone, she heard about it. It's all over Facebook. My sister, my nieces, and them, they all got social media. I'm not on Facebook personally. So you know how people is. When people die, they post stuff. So she knows about it because she's always on there. She knows about it. So when this happened, she never once reached out and said, are you okay? Do you need to talk? I'm here for you. Never once said anything. Hit me up a month later talking about something. Oh, what you doing? What am I doing? So I texted her. I said, look, I don't got nothing else to say. You go your way, I go mine. Don't call me. I won't call you. I wish you nothing but the best in life from here on out. And I blocked her. I don't know if she tried to reach out. I don't know what you know what I mean? That's fine. But I just wanted to share my experience, because it's like, I've been noticed red flags early on in the friendship. But me wanting to be, just wanting to help my friend, wanting to see her do better, wanting to see her prosper, wanting to see her live a better life, wanting her to know that, okay, you're not the only one who lost somebody. I lost somebody too. We can get through it together type shit. You know what I mean? That was on me. So I got to take accountability in that. You know what I mean? We always want people to do better, but this friendship didn't have to go that far, because I would have cut things off when I start to notice these red flags of me not getting the same energy in return. It didn't even really have to go that far. So it's just like, I share this because it's like, if you got, some friends that's doing that to you right now, or if you notice some stuff you're not unsure of, and if it don't feel right, 9 times out of 10, it ain't right. You know what I mean? If you feel like a friend is bamboozling you, they probably are. If you feel like they being fake behind your back and just not giving you the same authenticity you're giving them, they probably not. You know what I mean? And if I had red flags, and if some of y'all have those red flags, Don't ignore them. I ignored the red flags. So it prolonged into something that didn't really need to, you know what I mean? And when people show you who they are, believe them, you know? So I wanted to share that experience as to where I held on to something that I was wasting my own time. I was wasting my own time by holding on to that friendship. It obviously meant more to me than it meant to her, right? It obviously didn't mean anything to her. So, you know, because if it did, and if you really love someone, if you really love something and you really cherish it like that, you will take great care of it. You know what I mean? That's what I learned through my up to this point as well. So and what I had also had to learn is I was too available. So if some of y'all are, you know, too available, too friends, and stop being so available, because when you're always available to someone, they're always going to expect you to be there. So it's like they look at it like no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I move, this person will always be there. And that's where they're sadly mistaken. And that's where the friend of mine was sadly mistaken. She thought she could do whatever, say whatever, and move however, and I would always be there because I have always been there, you know? So, and that's where the healed version of me came in. Nah, I'm not doing that no more. You got to come correct or don't come at all. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If people can't come correct, then they don't need to come at all. And do not ignore those red flags. And do not overstep. You know, that was I was overstepping. And realized that wasn't even my intentions. I wasn't even my intention. I was just simply trying to help. But, you know, if you were in a similar situation like me where you had a friend and it just let them, maybe it's not best to even be the godparent depending on how they're moving. You know what I mean? So that's something else to take into consideration. You know, I wish I would have thought about that before I even accepted that, because when I say I got you, and I mean every bit of it. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Miss, I am here. I am strong. I am confident. I am worthy. I am courageous. I am bold. I am chosen. I am divinely protected. And so are you, if you know. So keep that in mind. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Vibrate high. And keep doing what's best for you. And don't feel bad about it. Like, share, subscribe. And keep pushing.